Welcome back to Expresso Live on SABC3, and we are talking cars right now. Well, it's specifically the Renault 1.4 GT and also Citroen C4. And who better to chat to than the guys from overdrivetv.co.za. We have Chiro and Gavin. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
You well?
Very.
Thank you. I see you guys at least awake on this Friday morning.
Yeah, we are.
Awake in our hats.
Exactly. It's like all David Kramer type of hats. You see, we're all like fans.
It's a tribute segment
Mormon
to
hitmen or something.
That's it. All right, so very interesting cars this morning. Renault Megane 1.4 GT. Tell me a bit about it.
Yes, it's a bit of a French civil war this morning, Ewan. It's Renault versus Citroen. Let's start with the Renault, and I suppose we'll start with what they both have in common, and that is completely confusing infotainment systems.
Absolutely. Yeah, you will get into this car, and ergonomically, the way the car's laid out, there'll be a vast array of buttons. You won't know what many of them do, but that's just part of them being French. But and to be fair to them, we'll harp on about that. But the fact is, we only have these cars for a week, so humans being humans, they will eventually adapt to them, but so at first you will be confused.
So you will get to learn these buttons.
Yeah, I mean, Gav has a tendency to listen to AM radio.
I listen to talk radio, and I challenge the nation in the Renault to try and find medium wave. Just sit in the car for about an hour and try and find. You won't be able to find medium wave radio.
Now you know the sort of international man agreement that says you can't look at the owner's manual. Yeah. Well, I broke that because I didn't have an aux cable, and I actually managed to get my BlackBerry to play music through the car's sound system using Bluetooth.
That's very cool.
Which I thought was quite impressive. And
that was quite a feat. Yeah.
But what I also did discover was the Citroen's owner's manual doesn't fit in the Citroen's cubbyhole.
Okay.
So that's just to show you how French these cars are. There's just like, oh, it doesn't fit, put it in the door.
Wow. Can you definitely feel can you definitely see it's a French car inside?
No, you can. There's a button on the Citroen which has just got a diamond on it, and I was hitting it and what is this doing? It's not doing anything. Diamond. Yeah, it was turning on all the lights in the car.
So obviously the French symbol for light is diamond. So if anyone out there is confused.
I think though that these two cars are the manufacturers are making the cars from different philosophies. While Renault was busy winning Formula 1 championships, Citroen was making lounge suites, which moved. So the Citroen is more luxurious, but the Renault is better to drive.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, in terms of sportiness and just in terms of the chassis and everything, it's a very well sorted car. Cherry, you were talking about it. Getting over to the Citroen, when we first drove one, it was the automatic. Well, Citroen wouldn't let us call it an automatic, and they said it's not an automatic and it's not a manual, it's something French in between, and they managed to make both systems infinitely worse. It truly was terrible. And it felt like you were driving into a shed every time it changed gears. Not a shed big enough to stop you, but you definitely knew it was there. But we are now driving the manual, which is infinitely better. Okay. It's a great car, 1600. Does, as Cho was saying, drive-wise and everything, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Quickly tell me about the performance between the two different cars, because the Renault's got a 1.4 engine.
I know, and you'd think, the last Renault GT had a 2-litre, and it just shows you how things progress. This is a 1.4 turbo, and I'm normally the guy saying get the bigger engine, have more fun. You don't need to with this car. It's not that fast off the line, so if you are a robot racer, not the best car for you, but through the gears, it is a hell of a lot of fun.
I would highly recommend it to, I think there are girls out there, and you know who you are, who'd like to drive a bit more enthusiastically than others. This car is absolutely ideal for you. It looks amazing. It's a sexy French-looking car, and it's another great thing about them is just in terms of design, the French always try to do something a bit different, and they do make a wonderful alternative to the usual sort of boring Euro hatches out there. They both look very distinctively different to a lot of the stuff out there. Might not be to everyone's taste, but they definitely are distinctive-looking cars.
Yeah. They're in a tough segment. You've got the Golf 6, the Opel Astra, Audi A3, BMW 1 Series. These are all competitors to the French cars, and these are sort of your more flamboyant alternatives, I think, if you want to call it that. But what's interesting is the French manufacturers are trying to get our attention as car buyers. You will get a lot more options in these cars than you will in say, an equivalently priced BMW or Audi or Ford.
I mean, the Megane, for instance, does come with that TomTom satellite navigation system standard, which we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. So, completely kitted out. If you can learn how everything works, which might take you a while. But, there's a lot of stuff to learn in there.
Lovely stuff. But in your professional opinion, which one would you choose?
For sportiness and performance, it has to be the Megane. It's a wonderful car. But for just practicality and comfort, it has to be the Citroen C4.
Lovely stuff.
I'm going to take the Renault as well.
Yeah, I would definitely take the Renault.
I love it. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you
very much.
So that is it. They definitely will go for the Renault 1.4 hatch. Very, very stylish looking car. But stay with us. Remember, wear your hat. It is in support of the Meningitis Association of South Africa. It's for a good cause. So make those hats if you don't have one. And you can also call us and share with us your stories on meningitis. The number is 083 9133 728. Please share. We are back right after this break.